Hello and welcome to The Covers Talk Show, presented by the White Falcon Films and powered by CD Group of Institutions. This is a show which gives you an opportunity to meet the personalities from your city and peep into their lives and know about their stories. And in today's episode, we have a very multi-talented personality. He's the one who can walk well because he's Mr. Melbourne 2013. He can talk well because he's an anchor. And yes, he can write well because he's a lyricist and a poet. Not only this, he's an entertainer as well because he's an actor. So let's welcome an Aussie with an Indian heart, Mr. Puneet Gulati. Puneet, welcome to our show.
Thank you for such a lovely introduction. I'm overwhelmed.
Okay. So Puneet, before we begin with our show, we have 6 questions there. Pick any one and you have to give the honest answer and we'll break the ice.
Okay. I hope the... Do I have to...
Sure.
Okay, I'll let you open it.
Alright, a very tricky question. Not tricky, but let's see. So, ever cheated on a girl?
No, I never ever cheated on a girl.
Please be honest.
I'm being very honest. I never cheated on a girl. The only time I cheated is by telling her that my mom dad's getting me married to someone. Because I was not interested in her and she was too much interested.
That's not a,
Yeah, so that's the only cheating I ever did maybe.
Okay, not on the other note.
No, not the other note.
Alright, Puneet, let's begin on a formal note. You have attained so many, goals in your life and you have attained so many feathers in your hat. In Australia, back in Australia. So I just want to know that, do you think that you have made India proud?
Yes, I think I've made India proud. Because doing certain things that I've been trying to do over there in Australia, I feel that I'm being able to make a little bit difference by being present at certain places where an ethnic Indian should be present to mark a presence that we Indians are everywhere. I do feel that at certain points, at certain platforms, I have been able to represent that India, represent the ethnicity which should be present there. Also being part of the multicultural society of Australia, I think that ethnic presence is very important to have in all forms of industry, whatever is around. So I think at certain places, yes, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, so how did Mr. Melbourne happen?
I was going through the rough patch and my mom reminded me that there was a dream I always wanted to follow and I was like, okay, yes, you're right. I was always keen on doing these certain things for my own self-satisfaction, that I want to achieve something in life. I want to work in the entertainment industry. I want to do something towards my own dream, which is acting. Being a good actor is something I always dreamt of. So at that time, I started with the modeling classes. Okay. And it just happened randomly out of fun that, okay, just to change my mind, I went for modeling school. I started my modeling classes and then there was this pageant happening and someone on social media, I remember, totally a stranger, she sent me this poster of this event happening, and I'm like, okay, out of fun, I just called, so there's this pageant happening in a couple of months, I would like to be a part of, what can I do, how can I be a part of? And I just wanted to be a small part of it by doing anything. Just so I can get a platform to share my talent or to be able to perform something there. So the organizer said, yeah, why don't you come and meet me? And I went and met her and she was like, why don't you apply? And do you think I can be? I said, why not? Okay, I applied. And the next thing I was walking on the ramp and being very confident and I was like, I'm just here for fun. And I don't know, it just happened randomly and I answered all the questions they wanted to know. They asked me certain questions and I just answered them whatever I thought I should answer. And I became Mr. Melbourne. And overnight...
Was it too easy or tough?
Well, the question they asked me, it just came from my heart. Okay. And I just felt, I was just being myself. So I didn't felt it was hard. I was not there to win anything. From my perspective, I was just there to have fun. But I didn't knew I will win a title or something after this. And then that title was a small step I think I took towards my dreams, and it also boosted my confidence that I can do better. So
better and better. All right. So Puneet, any one thing that you have learned from this entire journey so far?
I have learnt that one should never give up on their dreams. You can always make a way towards a goal that you always wanted to achieve.
Right.
Never say never. There's no age to go and work towards your goal. Yeah. So you can dream and you can fly as high as you want. It just depends upon you. Which side of the world you want to live, whether you want to live in the positive side of the world or the negative.
Right.
Yeah.
So the life is always a learning process.
It is always a learning process. I think with everything that you do and with everything that you want to do in life, there will always be a learning process. There will always be certain things that you will fail in. There will always be certain things that you will succeed in. But I think failure is the first part of the success.
Yeah.
So it's very important to fail as well.
Exactly. Okay, Puneet, if I talk about writing, so when did it start?
So writing just came out of nowhere. I think most of these things related to creativity,
I guess everything was unplanned.
it was unplanned because see, acting was something I always wanted to do.
Okay.
Being an 8 years old kid, I wanted to marry Karishma Kapoor.
Oh, acha.
Simple as that. That's why I wanted to be an actor. But modeling came just out of nowhere. I don't know why.
Okay.
But then writing came because I think there was a lot of time I spent alone. There was a time where, so now I'm being living in Australia for 11 years.
Yeah.
So I live alone. I travel alone. I like to have holidays where I'm being by myself. I like to explore certain places. If I'm in a new country, I will just put my bag on and start walking and take random pictures. That's how I am.
Okay.
And I think when you explore and travel a lot and spend a lot of alone time, there are certain emotions that will come to your head.
Yeah.
Some of those emotions I have shared with the world in the form of my songs or poetry.
Right.
And some of those emotions are still in my diary, which I feel they're just my own. And I want to have them just the way they are, just keep them in my diary and not share with the world.
Okay, Puneet, if I put like this, like you have done so many things in Australia, right? And you have become one of the inspirational figures for us. If I say that how Puneet Gulati can, or how did he contribute towards the better India?
What I would like to contribute towards a better India is by sharing my views with like yesterday I was sitting with one of the dignitaries from the government and I was sharing my views about cleanliness. I was really disappointed the way water pollution is going on right now. I was in Mumbai 2 days back and I was really disappointed the way there was bottles, there was handbags, there was packets of rubbish, dumped in the water. When you go on a ferry from Gateway of India, you'll see the water is so bad, the quality of water is so bad, there's so much water pollution. And it really made me sad that this is the India we talk about. So these sort of things I would really like to bring more awareness about. And apart from that, there are many other issues I think that must be talked about. So something like bullying in schools. Yeah. I think a new generation is very vulnerable because talking about the business class families, the parents are not spending that much time with the kids. Yeah. Dads are busy in the business and mums are busy in the household stuff. So children are somewhere getting too dependent on technology and neglected from the parent side as well. So I think those sort of awareness, certain things are very important, that we are relying less on the technology and spending more time with the family, having that more quality time is something. So there are a lot of topics I would like to talk about, and probably just need better platforms or more bigger platforms where there are certain people who can actually do some things about it.
So here I wanted to pinpoint that people talk. They have awareness, they have knowledge, they know what is right and wrong. But then again, जब implementation की बात आती है, तब they backstep. So on that note, how you can contribute, or what suggestions do you want? I mean, do you give to the government or to the people what measures should be taken so that whatever the problems you have stated, especially in the metro city, वो ना हो. I mean, कम हो जाए या खत्म हो जाए.
See, I'll give you a very fine example I was discussing yesterday about cleanliness in our own city. Why can't we use a system that is being used in the Western countries? Something like putting the bins everywhere. Yeah. Okay, yes, government will put bins and they might have put in the past as well. Right. Why can't we create more employment opportunities and hire some people as inspectors to fine people for littering? Exactly. Someone who's spitting should be charged 100 rupees or 200 rupees for spitting. Yeah. When you will start charging people, giving them fines for spitting even, एक थूक फेंकने का भी 100 रुपये का जब चलान होगा, that's when people will start learning that this is something we should not do. It will not only create better opportunities, it will also bring revenue for the government, and that's how Western countries are progressing. The amount of revenue that comes to the Western countries from the traffic cameras or other sort of fines that they give to the normal public, they earn a lot. They earn a lot, and they are being able to pay their staffing, have enough employment, and it works for everyone. It works for everyone. It works for creating discipline. It works for creating better job opportunities. It works for your tourists being more happy because they talk about your country being very, very clean, very, very nice and very systematic. And that's how rules are implemented. How can you teach a child if you don't have a teacher who's strict to the child? So you have to be strict.
So that's what हमें सुनने को मिलता है कि स्वच्छ सोच अभियान शुरू किया है या कुछ ऐसे so many schemes are there, the measures are being taken, but again what I feel somewhere लोगों का भी fault है.
True.
We cannot only blame system. So there is somebody like from the ground level it should be improvised.
Definitely. See, system को अकेले blame नहीं किया जा सकता. Me, you, we all are responsible who are living here in the country and doing the same practice. There's another thing that I also spoke about was that हम क्यों नहीं education system में बहुत beginning से इस चीज़ को add कर सकते हैं so that the kids are taught these things from the very beginning and they should be more emphasized on littering and the laws. Yeah. There should be a proper new module being added to the education system where kids are being taught the consequences of littering, the fines or the laws that government have for littering. Yeah. When we put these things and feed these things in the education system from the very beginning and it's continuously repeated and of course also implemented out there when they can see their father being fined for something or they themselves got a fine for something from an inspector going on the road and they will have to pay for it out of their pocket money, that's when they will learn as well. As a teenager or as any age group, that's how people will learn. Yeah. That's how people will learn, and you have to teach them this way because see, our generations haven't followed certain laws. Take a fine example of putting a seat belt on in the car. Now you see a lot of people putting the seat belt. Why not? They will give the safety the second thing, the reason because of the safety. First is the challan, that oh my god, there's police khadi hogi aage, challan ho jayega. So if we can do certain things with that, why can't we do certain things for littering as well? Doesn't matter how many programs government will start, but until and unless there's something done from the root level, you cannot expect things to change. And youth needs to come ahead. They need to come ahead.
If you talk about youth, right? Few days back, I had a conversation with a group of college students, and I asked them if given an opportunity, right, will you accept that Batman challenge? And they will say like, why? Their mindset is stuck. And even if I talk about the parents, they too were of the same view that yes, it's a taboo, right? So, हम बढ़ तो रहे हैं for towards a developed nation, but again here we are still lacking behind. What I feel, and that is how it makes a distinction between the abroad countries and if I talk about compare it with India. So what is your take on that? How how open people are there in your country, and how can Indians be developed?
See, people are very open about these things over there. In Western countries, people are not ashamed of these things. Like using a sanitary pad is as natural as using anything. What's wrong with having periods? It's a normal thing. Every female goes through this cycle. Your own family members, your mother, sister, everyone goes through this cycle. What's wrong in it? I totally don't get the idea. I myself went for the Padman challenge. I did that on my Instagram, on my Facebook, everywhere. What's wrong in it? And my father asked me, where did you get the pads from? I'm like, I bought it. I went to the store, bought it, and then come here and left it at my house. Anyone can use it, like any of my female family members. I mean, it's a normal thing. And other thing about being open is, there's nothing to be ashamed about. It's a hygiene, requirement. Exactly. It's a hygiene requirement, and same thing goes for other things like, let's say, contraception, sexual contraceptions, condoms. Yeah. What's wrong in using it? What's wrong in using it? It's for the safety. There are so many diseases happening, sexual diseases happening, where people are not looking after themselves and not using contraceptions, and people are shy to go to the shop and buy a condom. What's there to be shy about? What's there to be nervous about? It's just a bloody condom.
The signals, code words.
Code words, and I don't understand. Even if when you go to the shops, they will buy even the sanitary pad. They will buy it they will wrap it in a akhbar and put it in a black type, polythene bag and give it to you like that, as if it's a bomb. It's something that no one should see. Oh my God.
That's what I'm talking about. Jab tak wo nahi change hoga, I mean, these are very little small things which are very natural.
Exactly.
Agar wo hi change nahi hoga, so दूर की बात है, if India could be, on path of development.
True, and these things are something again should be added into our educational system. Exactly. Kids should be given the sex education in the school that it's okay to use a condom. If you are grown up, it's better to bloody use a condom than go and make yourself sick for life and make someone else sick.
Exactly.
Or make babies in bloody 15 years old.
15 years. Right. Okay. Here it got very serious.
Yes.
I spoke about the Bollywood. Given a chance, if you get such movie here back in India, so what are your plans? Like, are you ready for that?
I will be up for the grab. Definitely. Acting is something that I thoroughly enjoyed. And Bollywood is something I loved all my life. So I would not even think twice if I'm being given a good opportunity to work in Indian film industry. I would not at all think twice. If it's a good opportunity, I will say yes to it straight away. Okay. Because I think working for your own passion is something you should never leave. And this is my passion. Acting is my passion. I breathe acting.
And who's your inspiration?
See, if I'm talking about the success, someone who's coming from the scratch and I've earned, it's always been Sir Shah Rukh Khan, because I've followed his story. I think I was very young when I saw that documentary where he takes you through a tour of his life. I think the name of the documentary was Inner World of Shah Rukh Khan, and I was touched since then. It was, I think, 15-20 years ago when he made that. I was touched this and I'm like, wow. So all the stories that he shared about where he come from, his parents passed away, but the level of success he has achieved, I just
salute.
Yeah. So that's his story inspires me.
All right, Puneet. So before we go, we end this episode. The last question.
Last chitti.
Chitti.
मैं खोलूं?
हाँ, इस बार ही आप खोलिए.
Have you ever hooked up with an Aussie girl? Yes, of course.
Share it. कि कितनी सारी थी?
नहीं, I mean, I think she was a model or someone.
Model or someone?
हाँ.
You don't recall.
It was long time ago.
Long time ago.
हाँ.
That's nice.
It's natural, ना?
Of course.
So why do we?
बाहर जाकर अगर हुकअप नहीं किया तो क्या किया?
वो इंडिया में भी करते हैं लोग. इंडिया में भी करते हैं.
इंडिया में भी करते हैं.
हाँ, so why not?
Why not? All right, Puneet. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you very much. I hope I
wish you a very good luck.
Thank
and
you.
Hope to see you back soon in the Bollywood industry as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Alright, so this was the inspiring story of Puneet Gulati, a Jalandhar lad who has made his city and India proud and have travelled abroad and is making his name there. So we'll be right back in our next episode with another inspiring personality. Till then, stay positive, stay fit, stay tuned and do subscribe our channel. Thank you so much. God bless you all.